Central Station. It's one of the main stations here in Sydney where trains run from all around the city, in fact, and out of it. But today we're going to look at some of the most vintage trains and buses that used to run around this magnificent city. So we're going to head up to the Grand Concourse. This expo, I'd just like to warn you, is a one-time thing. It's just the special occasion that we were here for it, too. Here we are in the Grand Concourse. This is the main part of the station, of the old station, but now it's been turned into a museum. How cool is that? Look at this. Here are some of the trains that come in right here at Central Station. They're pretty large. You don't even know that half of them. They are massive. We are at some of the vintage electric trains that used to run on the tracks around in Sydney. There are some old ones and some newer ones. These are the controls of a modern train that drives around Sydney. We're going to go on a tour of what a modern train looks like that runs around Sydney. They have an upstairs and a downstairs, which is really smart so they can carry double the load. And the seats can flip around like this. So we're going to head downstairs and check out the downstairs of what the train looks like in a moment. Here's the downstairs of the train. It's nearly identical to the upstairs, just that it's downstairs, so you might not get a good of a view of what you can see, but it doesn't really matter because most of the time you're in a tunnel. This station just happens to be outside. And that's the end of our tour. So now we're going to go on a tour through one of the vintage electric trains that used to run here. There's a cabin where the passengers sit. So here's what an old train looks like on the inside, and the doors open and shut for security. Even further back in time, we're going to take a look at some of the vintage diesel and steam trains that used to run on these lines. Looks like there's a big crowd around the steam train over there, and it actually is running, so that's pretty cool.
So what's this first thing here?
This first thing here is where they would store the coal, which is what powers the steam engine. If you ever So let's take a look at what a few eras of train travel around Sydney would look like on the Sydney Express. This is an old car, probably from the 1800s, actually. We've stepped up a generation, and as you can see, we're in a new car and a new era. So as you can see, this car is much different from the one we were in previously. It's more modern, like the 1950s, I think. And we're gonna exit the train now. That was a cool tour. Hey everybody, we're walking toward the end of the platform, and I think we're getting lucky. I think one of the trains is coming in. We are going to the end of the platform where the train is coming. It looks like a vintage diesel engine. Yes, it is. You can actually ride on this. That's cool. Hey, now we're gonna go on a vintage bus ride around the Central Business District. Now we're on the vintage bus, as you can see. We're about to leave. Oh, looks like we're pulling off now, and we'll get some more footage as we drive around. Look at this cool building up here that has all sorts of plants and vines growing on it. Well, I guess those are balconies. And that concludes today's episode of Cars Industrial and Adventure. See you next time. Bye!